It's mailbag time here on Dolphins Today. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, ready to answer all of y'all's questions. So we do a lot of different videos here, and we always predicate ourselves on being interactive. But mailbags are probably some of the most fun and overall enjoyable videos for me because you can not only see what I'm thinking, I can also see what a lot of y'all are thinking. This first question is coming in here from Tylaz, and I asked everybody to submit their questions on the Dolphins community tab. Usually, if you're not subscribed, you won't be able to see it, so go ahead and sub. Can the Dolphins be a top 10 team in the NFL if everyone is healthy? I mean, they were basically a top 10 team last year, 10-6. It really rests on the shoulders of Tua Tagovailoa, and I know I've said that probably 500 times here on this show, but every single person and their brother, even my mother, would say that, hey, they have a lot of talented pieces on the offensive side. The defense, I asked y'all what's the better side of the football, offense or defense, on that YouTube tab, community tab. 85% of y'all said defense, so if the offense can continue to chug and it can be great, that's awesome. The other player that it rests on is Xavien Howard and whether or not he is going to be there, because if he's not there, that does open it up. Maybe Noah Igbenogany can step up, but Tua, Xavien Howard, if those guys are ready to rock and they can get it done, then yes, this team absolutely can be top 10. So it's going to be a great year. I can't wait, man. We're already here with training camp getting ready to start. The preseason's getting set to start in just a few weeks away. The regular season is when all the rumors, all the news, everything starts to make a whole lot more sense. I don't want you guys to miss it. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe, because the more subs we get, the more videos we can do. This one's coming in from Chad Hickes. Get a pick, my dude. Who do you believe will have the best stats and winning percentage between Tua, Burrow, and Herbert this year? Thanks, you guys, for all that you do for us Dolphins fans. Well, Chad, I am glad that you liked the show. It's a lot of different moving parts here at Chat Sports. Me, Tom, Harrison, Jack. We got all sorts of guys making videos here. So in terms of the best 2021 stat projections, I'm going to go ahead and put this from like a fantasy football standpoint. Maybe some of y'all don't like that, but Justin Herbert to me overall is probably going to have the best stats out of that group. Then it's going to be Joe Burrow, and then it's going to be Tua Tagovailoa. Before everyone's like, oh my gosh, Mitch, you're such an I was going to say SS, but, maybe we can curse on the show. Either way, what about best winning percentage? So this is what matters the most, and I think that Tua is going to have the best winning percentage out of Herbert, out of Joe Burrow. I'm not saying that I think Tua is the best quarterback out of this group. I'm saying that the Miami Dolphins are a better football team than the Chargers and the Bengals. So out of these three guys here, because let's face it, they're going to be compared their entire career. Joe Burrow goes number 1 overall to the Bengals. Justin Herbert goes number 6 overall to the Chargers. Tua Tagovailoa goes number 5 overall to the Miami Dolphins. So I want every single person that comes across this video to go down in the comments section and rank them. 1, 2, 3, let me know. Let's go to Robert Fritz. You're next up here on Dolphins Today Mailbag. What wide receiver can the Dolphins afford to lose will bring the most trade value? So I'm not going to pick Parker, Waddle, Fuller, because I don't really think that trading that type of player makes sense. The guy that I'm going to go ahead with is the person who I think is probably going to be this wide receiver 4 role for us, Preston Williams. I'm going to go this route because he's 6'5", 218 pounds. Every single coach and every single quarterback, for the most part, is going to love his size, love his speed, love his length overall. But he has been battling some injuries, and not that he's like a Devontae Parker 1B, because he's not quite Parker. But if you are looking to move on from a receiver, I like Jakeem Grant more, so there's a lot of different pieces. But I'm going to go ahead and say Preston Williams. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to Chat Sports. The NBA Draft Lottery, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm excited to see who's going to be the number 1 overall pick. If you haven't already, the link is below. It's also going to be in the comments. It's also going to be in the description. Go ahead, subscribe to Chat Sports. Watch our NBA draft coverage. I think we're going to be the number 1 most watched coverage again. Let's go to Trent. You're next up here, my dude. With so much athleticism and speed on the offensive side of the ball, why don't they include more RPO packages for Tua so they can change the pace of the game? Also, I will Ron Burgundy everything that you guys put, so just heads up going forward. In terms of RPO packages, I don't really think it makes any sense to incorporate a lot of those for Tua. Can you at least put a run-pass option or at least a fake in there? Yes, but you don't want a quarterback who's been battling many, many injuries, not just the past year for Miami, but also at his time in Alabama. I mean, there was a part when his hip came out, I'm not saying it was Bo Jackson-esque, but some people were like, this might end his career. I'm not trying to get him hit any more than what he needs to. So for me, I'm going to say no RPOs at least. I don't really want him running the football that much. Let's go to Evan Stephen O'Connell. Do you think it would be a good idea to try to trade for Aaron Rodgers with X in a package with a few first-rounders? So what I did here is I decided to draw up 2 trade ideas around this question. The first one is that the Miami Dolphins, they get Aaron Rodgers. The Green Bay Packers, they receive Xavien Howard, a 2022 first-round pick, and a 2023 first-round pick. Before I get to my second trade idea, let me know, would you guys make this trade if you're the Miami Dolphins? Go down in the comment section and type Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. I think overall value, if you're looking for another quarterback, obviously if you go out and flip Rodgers, maybe Tua can learn behind him for a second. But the trade that I think is actually halfway decent is going to be this next one coming up right here. So this one is Aaron Rodgers to Miami. The Packers, they get Tua Tagovailoa, Xavien Howard, and then a 2022 first-round pick. If you're going to trade for Rodgers, I don't know how much trade value Tua Tagovailoa is going to have. I also don't know if the Green Bay Packers would go ahead and do it because they already have Jordan Love and a bunch of other veteran quarterbacks. But Xavien Howard's contract situation is a little sticky, and if you're Miami, and let's say you don't want to go ahead and give him a new contract, you don't want to go ahead and make him one of the highest-paid cornerbacks in the league, despite him already being top 6. And then if you only want to give up 1 first-round pick, this trade might make a little bit more sense. So if this were to go down, if this trade were to happen, I guarantee you one thing, we'd be making a video about it. So another reason to subscribe. Who wins this trade here? Type MIA for the Miami Dolphins. Or if you think it's the Green Bay Packers, I want you to go down and type GB. I do think that this side probably does favor the Packers a little bit more. But at the same time, that's only if Tua Tagovailoa is going to be a solid QB. By trading for Rodgers, man, you're losing a lot of value here. Let's go to the next question coming in from Organic Mango. If Tua plays average or below average this year, what should Miami do in the 2022 draft? If not at quarterback, what position group do we target? I mean, I'll still say that probably one of the weakest positions for this team maybe is the offensive line, so see how the O-line goes. But if he plays average, I still think that you have to stick with him. If the Dolphins are a really bad football team, then maybe you switch it up a little bit, but I still think if you draft somebody in the top 5, you have to give him a little bit more of a chance. I want to see what he can do 3 years out. But if he's really, really terrible with the amount of players that they have surrounding him, potentially you look another option. The other thing you have to throw out there is this. Where are they drafting? Because if they're not in the top 15, is there going to be another quarterback better than Tua? That still remains to be seen. Let's go to this next one coming in here from Giovanni Garcia, and we got one more after this. Who will be the wide receiver 1 this year for the Dolphins? Some people might think that I'm going to go ahead and say Devontae Parker because he's going to be that main X receiver. But I'm going to go ahead and say Jalen Waddle. And in terms of who do I think is going to get the most targets, who's going to have the best chemistry with Tua Tagovailoa, I'm going to go ahead and say Waddle. Last question is from ISE843. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Do you think if Tua has a historical season this season, make a playoff run, will people stop hating on him? Yeah, I mean, if you have a historical year and if they make the playoffs, absolutely people are going to stop hating on Tua.